This is the 4 types of petals that we will be using in this video. I first start with folding a piece of crepe paper so that it can fit this first shape that we are going to cut out. It's this kinda heart-shaped figure, the biggest one of all 4. And we are gonna need 6 pieces of this petal.
It helps the speaker lead his audience into the scene he describes by creating an imaginary picture. Usually it's something that moves.
Next on, we move over to the second biggest petal, and I find it easier to cut when I fold it in half. So this way I am more sure that both sides of the petal is equally big. We're also going to need 6 of that. Then we cut this next one of the smaller ones. We're going to need 3, and this is actually going to be the center, or the first petals around the center. So I measured the size and cut it into pieces, and this one I also cut out, folded in half. Then we take the last one, which is the small heart kind of shaped, where I again cut out and measure it, and it is likewise cut out, folded in half. And we are also going to need 3 pieces of this one. Now we take the brown paper and cut what will essentially be the middle or the central of the flower. I forgot to measure mine, but I cut it until I didn't want to cut any more brown paper. Then I took the long piece, and folded it in half like this. It gives a thicker foundation all the way through, and then I pulled it a bit and started cutting small pieces like this, about 3 millimeters, I would say, to 5 millimeters all the way through. What you can't see here is that I'm cutting a new piece of brown paper. It is the same width as the previous brown paper, but much shorter, as you can see. And then I cut that in half and stretch it out completely. After that, I will make a few smaller pieces, simply to make it easier for the next step. Here I am folding the paper and not cutting all the way through, but leaving about a centimeter in the bottom of the folds. And then it is time to cut the shape. You can see here I'm cutting into the paper, and then I'm gonna cut afterwards the shape of the small brown petals, and there will be a little figure that shows somewhat what it will look like when you fold it out. And afterwards I'm going to use a tool. If you don't have this, you can use a small spoon or a ruler to bend them. And then it is time to make texture on the petals. Here I take the smallest ones and I twist them and pull them a little. The heart-shaped ones I will be twisting in each bow, and unfold them, untwist them, and pull them a little on the top only. This is going to be a flat wallflower. And then I'm going to take the second biggest ones. There I will fold them or twist them 2 places around the edge, as you can see here. And then again, a little twist to give them this texture, and pull only in the top so we don't make too deep of a bend on the petal. Yeah. Then we take the biggest heart-ish shape and twist it. Again on both bows of the heart shape, And we take it out and pull it slightly to give it a bit more bend, a little more texture, but not a deep bend. Here I attach the middle part to a metal wire that I was bending, and you can see you use hot glue to attach it. Here I am simply securing it and spreading it out a little. Then we attach the brown petals, also all the way around with some hot glue, so we get a good center. After that, I spread out the petals. Unfortunately, you can't really see that, but to give it a more not so strict look. Then it is time to attach the first petals, where I am bending the bottom, so they can be attached on the topper part of the middle. I attached the 3 small rounded petals first, and I spread them out equally on the center, like this. And then it is time for the small heart-shaped petals, where I also bend the edge so they can sit on the top part of the center. And these will be attached in between the small rounded petals. And after that, I take the bigger rounded petals, and I found out that I had made them too wide in the bottom, so I'm just trimming them so they fit, and I attach these on the bottom of the center, as you can see, and again with some hot glue. And I do it in the space between the small heart-shaped petals. And here we have 6, so the next round I will be attaching in the space between these, as you can see here. In the end, I take the big heart-shaped petal. I again thought that the tip didn't fit properly, so I cut it so it would fit better, as you can see here. And this one I glue directly on the petal because it has such a big base, so I want to make sure that all of the base is glued down on the flower. And I attach these again in between the other petals and the space in between, and again the last 3 of the heart-shaped ones in between the space. And here we have the flower that's gonna hang on the wall.